can save it. Well done. And that's all on video. You went one way, then the other way. Right. Myself and Stephen are going to practice a bit of, use the shallow water here to practice a bit of support strokes. And if it goes wrong, we just push off the bottom, so it's no big deal. So if you want to, you can edge over and feel that you can use your paddle to save yourself. And this is the end of the roll as well. So this is the sort of thing that can save you if you're... Okay, so if it goes too far, just touch the bottom and come back up again. Or even you just put your paddle on the bottom and get the feeling of how you can pull up with this leg and the boat will come up again. And the thing is to keep your head down towards the water, because if I put my head up, it's making me fall back in again. So you get the idea? And the other thing is to reach out far from the boat as well. If you do it in here, it's like standing with your legs together, your feet together. But if you're out far, you're much more stable. So if you're out like that, and then just flick up. And then just try and do it with less force in your paddle. So you don't have to, you don't have, okay. So keep it level with your hips, because you'll be much stronger level with your hips. Keep this hand low to the deck. And just get comfortable. Then think about your head towards the water.
Oh, get my head down.
Yeah, well, you can. You're in deeper water maybe as a... And then just feel that you can pull up with your leg, or you can use your paddle. And when you're rolling, if you get the timing right, you're actually doing both at the same time. So, and anything like this we practice, you should practice on both sides. You'll be better at one side than the other, but... And then try not to touch the bottom, you knowing that you can, but just try and use the paddle without touching the bottom. Okay, so just get a feel for getting over and supporting yourself. And if you have to touch the bottom, you can. Yeah, you're reaching a bit behind, so you're putting that hand forward and this hand's behind, so it's not as strong. So you want ideally this straight across your body.
Just like that?
Yeah, because it'll be stronger. So if I keep this hand low and keep the paddle in tight like this, I've got much more strength that way. And then translate your arms out. So still keeping this hand low but reaching out. And then on the other side. And then you know the grind's there, but you don't have to use it. You can just, like that time I didn't use the grind. That time I didn't use the grind. Okay, so you can just build it up gradually. Be sure you don't drift too deep. Okay, calm. That's good. That's good practice though. It's better to do it here and get used to it. Oh, the boat's sitting nice.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exactly right. Because you can adjust by moving the seat forward and back, but you're slightly lower at the back than the front, but that's what you want, because this rocker is to go through waves and everything. Yeah. So rather than going into it, you kind of ramp over it. So I'd say that looks perfect. You'll see it in the video yourself and you can decide, but yeah. I wouldn't adjust it. So you had a bit of a wobble there because the edge wasn't quite right.
Yeah.
So the trick is to keep the edge on if the water's coming from this side, and the trick is don't paddle only on the downstream side, because if you try to paddle on this side, you tend to drop the edge. So I'm going to build up a bit of speed before I cross the line. I'm going to enter at about 45 degrees, and then as soon as my nose is into the white water, I'll lift my upstream edge and I'll paddle on the downstream side.
Okay.
So accelerate in. Level out, paddle on. Just by leaning, you don't have to do very much. Yep. So you have to get your boat straight. I'll try and do it again and see. But once I'm in line and on the wave, I don't have to do very much. I'm just ruddering to keep control. Stephen, I was noticing you're sitting a little bit back. In that boat, I think you're definitely going to have to sit more upright, and if anything, forward to get control. This boat certainly, and I think it'll be the same in this one. You want to be leaning forward and paddling well forward. But if you paddle leaning back in this, it's not as powerful. You don't have as much control, and because your boat doesn't float so well at the back. So all in all, most of these modern boats are designed to be controlled by the front. So you're paddling at the front and you're positioning, and all the controls really by that front few inches. So, but you'll get used to it. But I just noticed you're either slightly back, and that's a bad habit. So just, you know, I did it myself for years. So it's only recently that I actually listened to what I was told. But it does make a difference. Good. Nice. I still think you could get your weight further forward. Just exaggerate it to see what it feels like, and then decide where you're happy. Nicely done. That's the idea. And if you want to try that, turn up into the current, get equal current both sides of your boat, and then you should be able to surf in the wave. But if you want to, you know, obviously you don't have to. if you sneak in higher up from the side, it's easier. So if you sneak in up here, Debbie, if you went in with a bit more speed, get fully into the fast water.
I thought I was. Like better than that.
Yeah, I don't mean that time, but I noticed a few times you were on the boundary, and it's more unstable on the boundary. If you, I'll go in front and show you, but if you get a little bit of speed up and cross from directly all your boat in this fast water,
Right.
then it's more stable. It's the boundary between the fast and the slow that's a bit, right?
Yeah.
So a bit of speed, 45 degrees. And then just on the downstream side, that's it. You can save it, well done. And that's all on video. You went one way, then the other way. So the moral of that is stay calm. You can't fix it, okay? If you were able to fix that, you'll fix anything. You were very nearly in, but you know, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all.
Get into that pocket there.
So,
How do you keep your nose left? How do you keep your nose upstream?
you know, it's controlled. So if you watch, I'm mostly ruddering behind to keep the boat aligned.
But when you go straight in,
Well, I turn up. If you watch, I'm almost pointing upstream as I go in, and then I'm just using the current to drag me across. If you watch, I'll go in again, and basically you'll see me do rudders at the back, and then when I'm on the wave, I'm just using rudders to stop me going too far forward. Yeah. So basically, once the water is deep enough, I'm pointing upstream, and then paddle forward. That's the idea. Sit upright or even slightly back, I would reach forward, and I mean this is true of all paddling, but you want to for efficiency, you want to start off far forward. You're leading your body forward, you're going in, you're coming out in your hips. So if I'm going to rescue someone, I'm going to be forward like this, and then I've got control from the front of the boat as well, and it's just more efficient. If you're back here, you're lifting water, it's inefficient, and you're not as strong as well. So your strength is, and the other thing is, get the habit of punching with the upper hand. Don't pull with the lower hand. That's what beginners do. But if you punch with the upper hand and use the lower hand as a pivot, so I'm punching, so you're kind of punching across your eye line. Punch the upper hand, punch, and it's much more powerful, and you can keep it up for much longer. But if you ever yeah, so we can start this evening if you want. So the start of enduro is to be happy to be over and to know that your paddle can bring you up again. Don't do it here. We'll go over to the sandy bit and we'll do it there where you can save yourself. But it's getting that confidence that the paddle and your leg. So if I'm over here, I can flick my body and get up again. So without the paddle, I can flick. So that's part of the role. Using the paddle as support, and your body floats, so getting your body in the water as well, that helps. So, right, and even my head's the most heavy thing, it should be in the water most. So when you're rolling, the head should come up last. But if we show you the support strokes, if we go to the sandy bit, I can show you, and you can practice it. If you touch the bottom, it doesn't, you know, if you're not happy, it just touch the bottom. So I've been doing it for years. But say, find a safe place like.
But I didn't want to get my sleeves wet.
You were quite happy when you fell in the other day. So, but yeah, okay. I mean, it's. See how far you can go, Ian? And then think about your head. If you put your head towards the water, you'll be more stable, right? Put your head down now. Your head's still up a bit because you're keeping your head up, which is what people do. But if you put your head towards the water, it curves your body in such a way that the body's trying to put the boat the right way up again, right? But if you put your head up, it makes the boat go the wrong way. So focus on putting your head down towards the water.
Although you're cuddling it in your pillow.
Yeah, I couldn't see your head, but the trick is to get your head down. Try and rest your ear on your shoulder or something like that. Sue, have you got a time?
I don't think so.
No, I forgot my time. You got a time?
I think it's 8 o'clock.
Okay. I mean, we can. Are you okay for times to stay on, Sue? Yeah. So we can. There's no formal time to finish. It just.
Maybe somebody to pull me out though. I'm a bit fed up tonight and just like.
You're just not feeling it tonight.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you wanted, we could paddle down to the beach, climb the cliff, and go back up. You want to give it a go?
Paddle which beach?
We could just paddle down to the.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Yeah. So today, because there's so few of us.
That was where I drifted off with my paddle the last time. Still got like nightmares. Somebody wasn't paying any attention. You know how it's quite steep? Yeah. Well, I've been pulled up on
That's
the
it.
shore,
Keep your
but
head down.
my
Your head
leg
was starting to come
changed
up.
like that to
Pe-
get out of the boat.
The trick about putting your head down, if you think of it, it curves my body this way, which means this leg's starting to pull the boat up, right? So head down, head down.
Into the water.
So you really want to reach your head down, you're more stable. Because if you put your head down towards the water, you can feel this leg is pulling up. But if I'm down like that and then put my head up, the boat's going to fall over that way. Can you feel it? So if you support yourself with your paddle, put your head up, you'll feel the boat wanting to go over. And if I put my head down, I can feel force on this leg. If I put my head up, well, I've pushed off the bottom of it. But yeah, just get a feel for it. But the end of the roll, most people can roll quite well, except what they do is once they realize their head's coming into the air, they put their head up towards the air, and then that puts the wrong force on the boat and the boat flips over again. So if you watch people fail to roll, it's always because their head came up, right? So you have to focus on keeping your head looking. The easiest way is to just watch your paddle and to look down the shaft like that and you know, reach out away from the boat, because you'll be stable that way too. And then obviously I've done it loads before and I'm confident to do it out in the water, but practice it where you know you're safe, and that confidence will come, you know. I say, and then just try it on both sides. And it basically, these skills are the main ones you're going to need to learn to row. There is obviously other bits to it, but if you can't do this bit, you'll never row. So it's putting the pressure on the leg, keeping the head towards the water, and you should, as your head's towards the water, you should feel this leg wanting to pull up. Okay, we give it, say, 10 minutes more, playing around. Debbie, you can just relax if you don't fancy it. Pogies? It's cold, no. No.
I'm not working hard enough.
Your hand grip, your left hand's too close to the blade. It's right up beside the blade, so try and keep them just wider than your shoulders, and equal distance on both sides. So when you're reaching out, you keep your normal grip, but you just translate your arms out. But you don't ever change your grip. Oh my God.